There we are. Everybody, welcome to Elite Barbecue Smokers. I'm Jason Hardy, your host, along with Justin here, co-host on here, and we've got three great people here that's going to be talking barbecue and having a good time here. So I'm going to go down the line and introduce themselves. Frank, you go first.
Hey, I'm Frank Nagel with Yes Dear BBQ. I'm out of Savannah, Georgia.
Jason Singletary, Smoke Central Barbecue. I'm out of Lake City, South Carolina.
Joseph Puccio, Smoke Show Mafia, Jessup, Georgia.
And Justin Holt, Charlotte, North Carolina, Holt Brothers BBQ.
Yep. So this group of guys we got right here that we'll be talking with tonight, if you've never been to a contest with them or hung out with them, competitors, judges, whatever, they're a life of the party. They're great people. And they have a good time together. And the antics we have at these contests, they make it worth going. And we've said this many times on the podcast or the live streams here and the interviews, and everybody agrees that the reason we do competition barbecue is because we want to come out there and enjoy the fellowship. It ain't because we come out here and win, because I promise you this thing don't pay for itself. It's a relationship we have. So that's kind of what we got into it. So one of the questions here we can kind of talk about a little bit is how long y'all been in barbecue? How'd you get started in barbecue? And I want to kind of go into not necessarily the competition side of it, go into the pre-competition side of it. So like, what was the foundation that got you hooked into cooking?
I'll go first. So our Yes Dear BBQ team started here with a local barbecue competition, little backyard competition, and a couple college buddies got together, went and cooked the contest. The first year, we on a whim cooked it the day before. We went and collected some smokers and went and cooked it, and we did horrible, of course. So the next year we were like, we've got a whole year to figure this barbecue thing out. So we once a month we scheduled, we were going to cook one meat, and we all get together and try each other's meat and decide what was good and that kind of stuff. So this went on for a whole year. And then right before the next competition, we decided that we needed to come up with a name for the team. So when we all got married at our bachelor party, we got a gray T-shirt that said "Yes Dear" on it. It was the only T-shirt we all had the same. So hence that's the name of the team, Yes Dear Barbecue. So we cooked that one contest for, I don't know, 3 or 4 years in a row. We might have got a call here or there, but we took a keg of beer every time we went, and it was over here on the water. It was a beautiful place. We had a great time. And then sometime around, I don't know, I have to get years straight, but maybe around 2011, 2012, we saw in the paper there was an SCBA contest over in Port Royal. So we signed up for that barbecue contest thinking, we'll see what we can do against people that know what they're doing. And, of course, the first thing we put on the truck was a keg of beer. And we finished a keg of beer. And we didn't come in last place, but it was fun because it was we were literally lined up 10 by 10 tent by next team by next team by next. Nobody had trailers, none of that stuff. So like pork turn in, we were next to guys on both sides, and they were slicing this stuff up, and we were just pulling barbecue and putting it in the box. We didn't know what we were doing. So, but that's kind of how it got started. We went to the next SCBA contest, and we messed up, and we got first place for every call, and it's cost us so much money over the years because we kept going back after that. We're like, this is easy. So, but that's kind of the roots of us getting going. We started, I think, our first KCBS contest was in 2013, Boss Hog over there in Waynesboro, Georgia, and then we've been wide open ever since. So it's kind of our backstory.
Yeah, I'll go ahead. I kind of got started with the whole thing that got me interested in the competition barbecue was the show. That's back when the Pitmaster shows had just come out, and I mean, I love cooking and had never really did the whole smoker thing. I didn't even own a smoker at the time. You know, we as far as like smoking or grill barbecuing or whatever, we barbecue hogs every year at Christmas. The old way, just shoveling coals and stuff, and that was kind of my background with that. But never really did the whole smoker thing. So after watching the Pitmaster show, I got really interested in it, and I knew Philip Miles, who lived right down the road from me, from Tailgater Hater. I knew that guy, but I didn't know him as well as I do now. And somebody told me he messed around with some competition barbecue, so I just stopped by one day and just kind of got to talking to him, and then I really did get the bug. And so I said, come up with I found a contest that was in Myrtle Beach. That was, I think it was Beach Boogie and Blues or something like that. I don't know. It was back in 2013. So I sat on my couch one night and told Sabrina my wife Sabrina, that I was going to try it. I watched it on TV, and I recorded every episode, and I rewind them, and I watched them, and I rewind them, I watched them, I rewind them. I watched them over and over and over and over. I was like, all right, I got a feel for this thing. I think I can do it. So we loaded up every grill. We went and bought us some 55-gallon drums and made some ugly drum smokers, me and Philip did, and we took off to Myrtle Beach, and that was my first one. Come up with the name. I live here at Central Crossroads, right out of Lake City. I got a construction company called Central Construction, and so we were trying to come up with a name, and I just said, how about Smoke Central? And somebody said, that's it. So that's how my name come about, and me and Philip took off to that KCBS contest in Myrtle Beach back in 2013. We unloaded a 10 by 20 tent and had probably 32 smokers of every kind you could imagine under that thing. And when the dust settled, I mean, we were mid-pack. Actually, one of my best categories was brisket. I stopped by Walmart in Conway and bought a brisket. And, I mean, I was like above average. I was in the top half of the field. And I was like, shoot, okay. And anyway, I mean, we finished, above average. We was in the top half of the field. And I knew I didn't want to. After we got cleaned up and we all got loaded up, I knew if I was going to do it, I was going to buy me a decent smoker. I was going to have one smoker, and I was going to have a trailer. So it took me a year to round all that up. And actually, whenever I went to go back to that contest that year, Philip already had a trailer, and Glenn had bought a deep south smoker, and my stuff hadn't come in yet, and everything was on order. So me and Glenn took off back to the KCBS contest. That same contest, and I ended up like winning chicken with a 180. Didn't even know what a 180 was. I won chicken, and then had like a 6th place call in pork or something like that, and it was over with then. Like Frank said, it cost me to spend a lot of money. So. But I was hooked. I mean, it was kind of like one of them things, how you have an obsession with a hobby. It's either in your blood or it's not, and it's I just hadn't looked back. Been wide open since.
I do remember the barbecue Beach Boogie and Blues down there. Not Beach Boogie and Blues.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was.
Beach Boogie. It was it was beach music. What was that thing? I think I was trying to put it on. It used to be a SCBA KCBS double.
Yeah, the first one I went to was a SBN KCBS double.
Lord.
SBN?
It was SBN. That's right. Yep.
Okay. I remember doing it. I've done it for several years out there, but that was a gig contest. I had it. I think the last time I cooked it, though, they had it where you had to bring your own judge or something other. Remember they had that one year you had to bring another person there to be the judge, and
I don't remember that one.
that was
That
chaos.
sounds like a mess.
That's crazy.
That was just chaos.
Yeah. That first year that me and Philip competed, I parked beside Walt Moulton with Rocky Top Barbecue.
Oh, that was easy.
Yeah.
That's how I met Walt. And he was there, had an old green Chevrolet pickup truck pulling that orange Jambo. Yeah, he had just gotten that Jambo, and that J3 he had. So, and I'm still friends with him. And the second year, I parked beside Scully. I was literally on the other side of Scully, and the way I met Scully was I went and borrowed a splitter. I didn't have a splitter for the water hose, and I walked over there, and that's how I met Scully. And
That's bad luck, wasn't it?
yeah. So anyway, I didn't know anybody. I didn't know anybody. But anyway.
All right, Mr. Joseph.
So my story is a lot like Jason's actually with the barbecue pitmasters, and many times we talked about it, I didn't realize it. 2000, I think it was 2015. I had my tonsils took out, and I was stranded on the couch for a couple of days and couldn't do nothing, and fell asleep one day and woke up. My buddy Matt, that cooks with me now, was sitting beside me, and Pitmasters was on. We were watching it, and I couldn't hardly talk, but I mumbled under my breath, "I'd like to do this." He said, "Well, we ain't got a smoker." I said, "Well, we'll get one." Well, the next week, me and Daddy went out and bought a Bubba grill from a buddy of mine that was wanting to get rid of one because he was upgrading, and the race was on then. We went to a GBA, did a backyard contest on Jekyll Island, and it was cold and it was windy, and we were out there with a stick burner all night long shoving wood in it, and it's like we burnt, I bet, 2 truckloads of wood that night.
Damn.
Trying to keep the fire going, but it was a disaster to say the least, but we enjoyed it, and we decided then we wanted to start cooking. Looked into getting something so we didn't have to throw sticks all night. We didn't understand barbecue at the time, but we wound up getting a gravity fed assassin, cooked on it a little while, wound up one of the charcoal grills, and then went to the pellet grill with assassin. Took a class with Robbie Royal. The first class, after we took our class, the first weekend we went and cooked, it was like 2 weeks later, we were 3rd in pork. First call we'd ever had in the barbecue contest, and like learned a lot about what we were doing that was not even barbecue related. We were home cooking, we weren't barbecue cooking. And then we started cooking more GBAs and did pretty good with it. And then when COVID hit, GBA kind of went on pause, and I wanted to go cook at KCBS, and I didn't really have the nerve to do it. But the June contest come up, and I said, I want to go cook this contest. And by then, I had already taken the first GBC class that I took when Frank and Chad taught pork, I think it was, when they got wrecked on the way up there.
Mm-hmm.
So talked to them while we were up there and got to be buddies with Frank a little bit and just buying sauce from them and stuff, and decided I want to go cook at KCBS and coming. And I told Frank, I said, y'all not going? He said, no, we're not going. I said, well, me and Matt are going. Why don't you go with us? And he was like, sure, I'll go. So it was kind of a shock to me that he didn't even know me, but we went. But we picked him up in Dublin. We went up there and almost won the contest. Like, we had a very good day. If the pork and the ribs would have showed up. But we started, I mean, that kind of set my fire with KCBS, and that's all I've cooked. I've cooked like 1 or 2 GBAs since, but I've enjoyed KCBS. I enjoy the people and just the fun that we've had. We had fun before that, but 2 years ago at Apalachicola, met Jason. We had a good time down there. We overindulged a little bit, and then hung out all year last year cooking, and then this year we were all supposed to go. Me, Frank, and Jason were supposed to go to Apalachicola to cook. We decided we were going back, but we didn't all want to go and cook. We were just going to cook as one team. So the week before we went, Frank wound up getting COVID, couldn't go. Me and Jason and Matt went. We wound up winning the contest.
I watched on TV from the house or from the house.
Frank's at home. You don't know whether to laugh or cry. And we just, I mean, it's been a journey. I mean, I've met some of the best people. Daryl Strickland was actually the one when we cooked our first contest that was part behind us. He said, "Here, man, here's my phone number. If you ever got any questions, you need anything, you want to just come and hang out and watch me cook barbecue, whatever, just call me and I'll be glad to do whatever." And that's the folks that, to me, it takes to make barbecue what it is. There's not, I don't feel like we cook with a single person that if you went to them and said, "Hey, I'm struggling with this," or "Hey, I need to borrow some seasoning," or "I need to borrow a little bit of sauce," they're not gonna do that for you. So we're a good family, and we got some good people to cook with us, and I'm very thankful for the folks that I've met in the last 4 or 5 years cooking barbecue.
I remember watching that live feed when you and Frank were in Cummins. Somebody did a live feed, and I was sitting there watching because of course, I didn't go. Not like any of those contests I don't go to. I like to catch the awards, and I was sitting there saying, "Who in the hell is Shit Show Mafia?"
That's what they called us. That's what they called out.
Well, that was John Hale. He can't.
Yeah, John Hale called out the Shit Show Mafia first
because they were getting called. I was like, "Whoever this Shit Show Mafia is, they're gonna win this thing." That was hilarious. But
we tried.
Wow.
All right, real quick, Joseph, you got to introduce the pretty little lady sitting on you.
This is my oldest daughter, Eliza. She has a birthday Saturday. She will be the big. Show them how many years old you'll be. She'll be 4.
Oh wow!
4.
Four.
Hold it up. Hold it up.
4 years.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday!
She was supposed to be in the bed
Awesome.
asleep, and I guess she heard me and her talking and decided
Uh-oh.
that Daddy was doing something more fun, so she's coming here with me.
There you go.
Hey, this is a
Sounds
good
like-
group to be part of.
Yeah, it won't be long.
It won't be long. So what y'all were talking about a little bit here, I kind of want to bring up here, and we done this when we shared this post today. This is the kind of the image in here, and I captured some pictures and stuff in here, and I wanted to kind of bring this up and share this because one of the things that we've been y'all talked about is how you got established and people you got in barbecue with. This picture right here basically represents the teams that y'all are part of, the people on your teams that over the years that y'all traveled and cooked in different places. So Jason, since you kind of the center of the picture right here, talk about, because this is basically 4 different teams right here, and y'all teamed up in different times and everything else, but tell us a little about that group of people right there.
Yeah, so if you're looking straight at it, that from the left, that's my buddy Glenn. He passed away in a car accident here about a year and a half ago. But anyway, so coming up on 2 years actually. So that's Glenn to the left, and then you got that's Kevin Merritt and his brother James Merritt to the right. They're brothers, and we cooked together for a little while. Kevin had his own barbecue team, and it was called Mr. Good Times Barbecue. And then he wanted to step back and just actually eat. Me and him started cooking together. Then his brother, he started a team, and then that's Philip Miles. That's the guy who I told you went to my first contest with. He lives literally a mile from me. That's like a brother from another mother, man. That's my right hand guy there. That's so Philip Miles has Tailgater Hater. He kills in SCBA. He's a big SCBA guy. I've got him to cook a couple times KCBS, and he just can't. He's like, man, that garnish ain't for me. So
Nice.
yeah, no, he hates it, but man, he kills it in SCBA, and he'd kill it in KCBS too if he'd just do a couple.
Yeah.
He's a great cook, awesome cook. I've learned a lot from that guy. So but anyway, that's kind of my backstory with all my buddies. That's who I started with, and I mean, we just kind of we've gone our separate ways. We just don't cook together as much as I wish we would, But anyway, that's kind of my story.
So Frank right here, yours is black and white. I
A
couldn't
little
get
black
this
and white there.
right.
Well, that makes you a little slimmer when it's black and white. See how that goes?
I couldn't get it any. I was trying to zoom this thing in, but I'm scared I'm gonna lose it.
That's all right. That's all right. On the left there is my buddy Scott Swinson. He's and Chad. They both, like I said, we were buddies in college, and we went to architecture school together, and they actually have a business. They do architectural renderings. And Chad and I, we've traveled all around and cooked a ton of barbecue, and Scott will come, and if we're doing vending and that kind of stuff, he'll come help out with that. If we're traveling afar, I think he's going out to the American Royal with us, so he's a good time. He can keep the life of the party going. So, but yeah, no, these are my college buddies that we kind of started with, and then I got down below that the picture with Jason. That's my daughter Rebecca. So my oldest daughter Rebecca, and only daughter Rebecca. She's been cooking with me since she was, I don't know, 10 years old, 11 years old. So I tell you what, over the weekend, one of the proudest things that I had over the weekend was that she was there with me. So she ran all the boxes. She helped me get everything finalized in the boxes, and just that's my girl. So, but yep, that's our group there. So,
Joseph.
All right, so if you'll look at the pictures there, you see me with the Smoke Show thumbs up that I always give. Beside me is my buddy Matt Groover. Me and Matt have been best friends since probably first grade. He moved from Odom to Jessup to school, and we got to be buddies, and we've been pretty well inseparable since. Beside him was my buddy Jasper Blanton. Jasper come along later in our life. I was actually playing rec league softball, and Jasper was playing with us, and I'd talk to Jasper every day and be like, hey, we'll be at the ballpark at 5 o'clock. We'll chug us a few before we got there and play softball. And he's like, all right, cool. Well, I texted him one day, and I was off early. I said, "Hey, we're going to the softball field early. We play at 5:30." I said, "I'll be there about 2:30, 3 o'clock." He said, "I'm in class," and I was like, "Okay, you're in class." I said, "Where are you going to college at?" He said, "I'm in high school," and I was like, we've been like, this has been going on for a year, but me and Jasper have been like inseparable. Also, usually if you see the three of us and one of us goes missing, somebody's playing a joke on you. We're a good group. We have a good time when we cook together. It's just Matt works so much, and he's actually swapping jobs pretty soon, and he'll be working with Frank, of all people. And Jasper puts in swimming pools for a living, so usually during the summer, he's swamped under with work, and now he's got a newborn baby and a wife, and he just remodeled a house, so he doesn't get to travel as much as he did. But they're still there. If I call them, when it's time to load up, unload, clean drums, trim meat, whatever we got to do, they're always here to help me get it done. So just good group of people, and they love this as much as I do. They just don't have the ability to go like I can.
Daddy, your hands are cold.
I know, baby.
So, and that's kind of like the things that we're talking about right here is everybody is getting into competition barbecue. It's basically started out as a cook. We cooked at home, we cooked with friends, we cooked for the families or whatever, but we all started cooking at home and trying to do stuff, and then we just got the bug to compete. And that's kind of what we end up doing. Come out here and competing and trying another set of family right here that's just been inseparable, because I mean some of the best people I've ever met has been through barbecue. We've said that many times before. But yeah, man, that's pretty cool to got it. Now, so let's talk about a little bit about the competitions past weekend. Frank, congratulations, you got the GC on it.
I lucked up. I've been one this weekend. Yep.
So this picture in the center right here, this is actually this past weekend here. Frank got the grand champion, and Jason got the RGC, which is reserve grand champion out here at the contest. And so, but Frank, you were doing this on Scully's smoker.
That's right. So I decided to instead of taking my whole trailer up there, I borrowed Scully's Jambo, and I loaded all my stuff up in some Rubbermaid tubs in the back of the truck. And so Rebecca goes to Kennesaw State. So I took a few things to her at college, and then she was going to come over and cook with us. So I set a 10x10 tent up outside of Joseph's trailer. I say I roughed it. I did sleep in the penthouse of the double wide, but I did. We Rebecca and I, we literally cooked the whole entire contest out front under a 10x10 tent. When I started turning chicken in, that contest, I don't know what they said, they had like 40,000 people or something like that come through throughout the weekend or something they said.
Wow.
I had people standing around me watching me build boxes. It was crazy because I literally was out in the road with just a fold up table, and one guy watched me build a chicken box and finish the chicken box and all that. And then Rebecca turned the box in, and I asked him, I said, "You want to try a piece of chicken?" He said, "Nah." I'm like, man. And then somebody else was over there while I was doing ribs, and then that same guy came back while I was doing pork, and I didn't even offer him any pork because he already turned me down on chicken. So, but they were like, "Can we take some pictures?" I'm like, "Man, that's fine." So I mean, I was like, trying to pay attention to what I was doing, but no, it was awesome. It was what was fun was Jason was cooking. He was kind of down next to us. He cooks outside under the canopy, so he and Brian Jarvis was hanging out with him, and Brian was walking back and forth between the two of us, giving us a hard time while we was cooking. So it was kind of like the old days of, like I said, that first contest I went to, everybody was in tents, so you could talk to each other while you're building boxes and all that stuff. So, but no, it turned out fun. Cooker. It was not a normal day. My stuff was running behind a little bit, and just not things come off when they normally. I don't know that I barely used the Cambro. All the food came off just before it was done. It was crazy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was just one of those days, and I guess you just stand there and let it cook as long as you can let it cook to get it done. I mean, so I pulled my last, butt off. Right. Well, actually, my ribs. I pulled my ribs off and I sliced them up and I tried them, and it lit my mouth up. It was so hot. I mean, I waited till the last minute to get those, and then I pulled the butt off.
My ribs off in the camera. I was actually getting ready to do chicken. We was fixing to turn chicken in, and Frank was like, my ribs are like 170.
Yeah, I mean they were like, oh,
Put a throw some logs on that thing.
Damn.
So
All
Pretty
Vietnam.
it was a bizarre cook, but I mean, even so, we were Rebecca and I were building the pork box, and the road sloped a little bit, so I'd borrowed some 2-inch little blocks of wood from Jason to put under one end of the table, and as I was putting the last piece of money muscle in the box, Rebecca hit the table and it fell off those blocks of wood. And I don't know why everything did hit the ground, but everything in the box went into the bottom of the garnish. And I told her, I said, we're good. It's not going anywhere. We closed the lid and turned it in.
That box was beautiful, though. I saw it whenever. Like I say, he's standing out there in the middle of everybody building his box. And I walked down there and looked at it. Man, that was a beautiful box.
So,
I was watching him build it out the window. I was making sure he's gonna get it turned in, but I was gonna wait till last minute to help. But I was watching him out the window. I was just kind of peeking over the rail. I was in the air conditioner freezing, and him out there.
He was. He'd open the door to the trailer, and I could feel the air conditioner come outside. I mean, don't keep that to yourself inside. So, but no, it was a good. I mean, like I said, as far as my cook goes, I everything was just kind of down the middle. Nothing was crazy, one way or the other. I knew my ribs were a little touch tight, but outside of that, I mean, I had absolutely no idea that I was, gonna have a chance to win that day. So, and then Jason got 3 good calls, and I got 3 calls too, but he got 3 better calls than I did, and I told Joseph on the way home, I'm like, I thought Jason won the contest. It wasn't even in the back of my mind that I had won. And they called Jason's name. Not that, I wasn't excited for Jason, but it was like, oh, man.
That's what happens. You get 21st in pork.
Well,
hey, my pork was good, though. I was second on the table. I'd turn it in again next week. But
yeah.
Damn, you're second on the table and got 21st?
Yeah, but that was out of a 30-team contest.
Dang.
But Jason got a first place brisket, 180.
Yeah,
first time ever. First time ever. Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was.
And I finally beat Jason in chicken.
Yeah.
I did do that.
Even
Yeah.
better there.
And I did not use his recipe because last time I did that, I got like 85th place.
Oh Lord!
Didn't trust the process.
Yeah.
So back up and say here. Let's talk about brisket in a minute here. So Justin's got a podcast, and Justin's podcast here. He just released one. I think it was last week, wasn't it? That you released Singletaries last week or so.
Yeah.
And up until this point right here, Jason has never gotten a first place brisket. Never gotten one. Been cooking for a long time, and he's a very good cook. But he goes down here to Georgia, and after that podcast, which must be kind of like broke the monkey off your back, you walked out there with perfect. Now tell the story about how you found you got a 180.
Well, yeah, so I won brisket, and then after the contest was over, I was so excited. Frank won, and I wasn't even thinking about my score sheet. Well, Meg, Trey's wife, Meg, she said, I got your score sheet, and we always write it together. I said, no, I appreciate it. And by that time, Rusty was walking up, and I was looking at my score sheet, and I can't half see anyway. I had my glasses around my neck, and I was just looking at my scores in brisket, and I was like, dang, is that a 997? What is that? I put my glasses on, and it was a 991. And I said, holy smokes, I've never seen a 1 on a score sheet.
What?
So Rusty, like I said, Rusty was walking up. I said, Rusty, I'm not complaining. I won brisket. Don't want to change anything. But I've never seen a 1. I said, how do you get a 1, a 991? I got 9s across the board. I had 1 8 in appearance, all 9s, and a 1 in tenderness. And I was like, he's like, what are you talking about? I said, I got a 1. He said, ain't no way. I said, yeah, here you go. I showed him. Hold on a minute, he said. So he goes over there to Julie, and Julie says, just come see me when you get your check. So I'm going to see what's going on with this. So anyway, you have to go to another area to get your money. So, and it wasn't checks, it was cash, by the way. That was unreal. But anyway, so we walk over there, and Julie's sitting at the table, and they going through the computer and going back through all the judges' notes or whatever, and then they finally figured out it was just a typo. It was a misprint. It was supposed to be a 9. So that gave me a 180. I had 180 in appearance in all nines. So
Heck yeah.
I think he
Yeah.
was just looking for extra points, is what it was. But
yeah,
Sounds that
no.
way.
that's what I heard. That's all I heard out of that story was.
You got a man that's 3 points ahead of you. It wasn't just catching him. Not unless he could put my 21st pork. We would have been talking about pork, not brisket.
Now,
Now,
think about this. What if you had gotten the email sheet and you hadn't seen it and you had already gotten back and started
Well,
dropping?
no, if you get your email, you get your results. You still get that one sheet.
True.
So the sheet that has the judges score, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you still get that one sheet. I guess I would have started seriously. I mean, but like I say,
9-1.
I could have cared less. And I told Rusty, I said, and I told him just forget about it. I said, don't worry about it. I said, I don't care. I mean, it's not going to change anything. I don't want to change anything. He said, oh, no. And I mean, Rusty takes that stuff serious, man. Like he turned into a whole different person. Like he left immediately. He's like, no, we're going to get this taken care of like now. I said, all right. I said, I'm not that guy. I'm not complaining. I mean, it's not going to change anything. You know, I won. But I wasn't realizing, okay, if that's a 9, that's a 180. So then I kind of got a little interested in it then, you know. So and then Rusty come walking up with a sticker and a pen. I was like, oh yeah, this is awesome. So
now let's back up and clear something up a minute. Rusty and Julie do an amazing job.
oh, they are
Awesome.
They are really amazing reps, and they do a great job, and I love them to death. And so it's just a fluke mistake, and I think that's the only time I've ever heard of anything like that happen.
I've never heard of a 1.
So it's not necessarily anybody's fault. It's just one of the things that happen.
Honest mistake.
But it was just a funny story that's is funny to be told, and the moral of the story is just have a good time and enjoy it.
Yeah, that's all I can say. It was an honest mistake.
I mean,
And there's Julie commenting now.
I was excited that Jason won brisket because I mean I knew how much
Julie's
because he's been trying so hard to win brisket. So
Yeah. I mean, when they called my name, I was sitting there and it took me. I was like, did they really just say my name? First place brisket. I jumped up and I looked at everybody and said, I quit. I retire. I'm going home.
well, I was up front and I was like, I told because Rebecca was with me. I'm like, we got to get back there to give him a high five.
Yeah, that was awesome, man. I'm telling you. But
All right, so now Joseph here, you finally beat Jason in chicken. Now,
Yes, sir.
if anybody don't know the whole story, don't follow Competition Barbecue. So Jason right here is the person that created the Natty Bird.
Yes, sir.
And you got a neon thing for Christmas time or whatever. It says Natty Bird. And there's a picture out there, and I thought I had it here, but I didn't even put it on the paper right here. But Jason's always posting on social media here, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, when it's chicken with a natural light in the back of it. And so it's always been called, he's kind of gotten the Natty Bird chicken. Now, Joseph kind of was this past weekend. Joseph, tell the story here about your chicken.
Well, I'm gonna back up to Savannah. I've been struggling so bad with ribs that I told Frank and I told Jason in the conversation before Savannah. I said, okay, I'm just gonna be happy with ribs being at the bottom part of the pack, and I'm swinging for the fence and everything else. I'm making a move. I got to get everything else in the top 5 if I got a chance to win a contest. Frank said, what are you going to do? I said, I'm cooking Jason's chicken recipe 100%. Like I cook some of it partial, but I don't cook it everything like he does. So we went to Savannah, did the rib contest Friday night, and I won that. And I was like, okay, so maybe me throwing the kitchen sink at ribs helped. So Saturday, I got a good chance. You know, maybe I got ribs kind of dialed in. I'm going to cook Jason's chicken. I'm fixing to kill this contest. And I cooked my chicken Saturday and turned it in, and I don't even think I got a score on it. It was so bad. And I came back, and Jason said, man, what'd you do to your chicken? I said, I cooked it just like you told me to. He said, well, I wouldn't try that again. I'd go back to my old recipe.
I did. I told him, I said, man, please go back to your old recipe. And we were sitting at awards actually beside each other. And I looked at him and I said, I'm so glad that you went back to your recipe.
They called him out third. And I knew when they called him out third, and there's too many teams that their name starts with Smoke something.
Yeah,
you got
never name your team that's with Smoke.
You got Smoke Central, Smoke Show, Smoke Me Silly.
Yeah. Smoke Me Silly.
So anytime Smoke comes out, you still got the the suspense is still there because you got to wait for the next word. But they called Jason out third, and I was like, well, that was my only chance. And then they called me out second, and I was like, I can't believe I just beat Jason. I just that was like him getting a 180 in brisket. Me beating him in chicken was something that day.
I can't believe I beat anybody in brisket. I was so happy with that. No,
And then Mark come in there and he got a first place chicken with a 180, and he's been scratching his head a little bit lately. So I'm really happy for him. That was pretty awesome for him.
Yep.
I was sitting at the chicken. I was sitting between Jason and Mark, and Joseph was on the other side. So I get like an 8th place call on chicken, which is, I mean, I'm happy with 8th place call. Jason gets a 3rd. Joseph gets a 2nd. Mark on my other side gets a 180 chicken. I'm like, man, rough crowd. That's how my day started at awards.
Now, one other thing right here, talk about competition a little bit. And I was, Adam was kind of hearing some stuff from him the other day. And what he said is he was on the same table as you about every time in category, Jason. We
were on the same table in every category.
What?
And he was biting at your heels in every category.
We were tied for chicken.
Did he win the pork table?
Obviously, or I hadn't even looked at scores. I don't know if I had a higher drop score. But anyway, we were tied in chicken. And he's been struggling in chicken, and I tried to trade him some chicken recipes for some pork recipes, but anyway, so he met him, but he didn't get. We didn't ever trade recipes. He didn't cook my recipe. I don't guess whatever he did, he's finally figured it out because he was on my heels.
Don't cook the chicken recipe. Don't cook the chicken recipe.
I don't know what the deal is with that, man. I was just like Brian Jarvis. I mean, with Atlanta Barbecue Store, of course, I help Brian any way I can, and I told him a few things on the chicken. When he was there Saturday, I said, I want you to come in here and watch everything I do. I don't want you to think that I'm storing to you. I mean, you know what I'm saying. I'm an open book. I don't have any secrets. I mean, just come to me and ask me. I'm going to tell you, and it's going to be the truth. I'm not going to tell you a lie. So Brian did. He come over and watched everything. He tried my chicken when I took it off. So I was glad of that. For him just to see that. But anyway, getting back to Bad Rooster, yeah, man, he was on my. You couldn't see nothing but his tennis shoes when I walked up there for reserve grand champion, man. I'm telling you, he was in my tail pretty big. I'm telling you, I think there was less than a half a point between us.
Golly.
And they won both ancillaries with a 180.
Yeah, he went Friday night. Good Lord. I mean, they didn't stand a chance.
Yeah, Kerry was telling me about his andouille sausage that he had. It was just phenomenal and stuff.
Yeah.
He's a great cook.
We had the dessert, and it was fantastic.
And so, I mean, he's a great cook, and this is actually his first year competing, if I'm not mistaken.
He's doing well.
Yeah, he's kicking ass for a first year for sure.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But going back to the point you were talking about as far as recipes and stuff here, and me and you have shared recipes, and you always do better than I do. But the thing about it is, and mainly brisket, I can tell you everything I'm doing with a brisket. I can show you, tell you, share everything I got. But there's something that I'm doing with brisket that I can't explain. There's some little trick and stuff like that. There's sometimes you do things you just can't explain, and you don't even know that you're doing it. It just might be a feel. It might be something. So sharing the recipes and sharing stuff, we can share that, but you still got to take the information and take it and make it your own and perfect that. So just sharing a recipe is not necessarily going to say, hey, here's the cheat sheet of how you pass a grade. You still got to go in there and do a finishing dust and do all these pieces. And it's crazy.
And then the most important part, what wins every category, you got to finish it. You got to put the best 6 pieces in that box. You got to make sure those 6 pieces are equally balanced for taste. You got to, if it needs something, you got to give it to it. You know what I'm saying? You just got to finish it. But it don't matter what you do. You take somebody's recipe and cook it. But if you don't finish it and put it in that box, Well,
Jason, tell them about your finishing techniques and your special help.
About my brisket, yeah. Well, by the time you get the brisket, man, I feel like my taste buds are shot. I don't know what tastes good, what's good and what's not. But and I felt like my brisket was pretty good. I mean, it felt nice. It looked good. I got everything laid out, and Frank's nephew Ben was he was running my boxes for me, and I was like, man, I've mixed. I've been playing with this other sauce, and I said. So I laid 2 sauces out on the cutting board. I said, first of all, tell me which sauce you like. And I knew which one I liked. Well, he picked one that I liked. I said, man, it's good, isn't it? He said, yeah, man, That's really good. And it was a new sauce I've been playing with, and it's red. And so anyway, hint.
Noted.
Man who makes it might be right there in the middle, top of the screen.
Noted.
So anyway, playing around with that, and then I said, okay, I figured out what slices I'm gonna put in the box. I was like, I need to know. I mean, I tasted it, and it tasted a little flat to me, but I didn't know if it was just because the taste buds all out of whack or whatever. But so anyway, I cut a slice in half, and I said, I'm gonna put finished dust on one. I'm gonna run one with just a sauce nausea. I said, tell me which one. He said, no, definitely put the finished dust on it. So that's what I did. I took all his advice. I stacked those 7 slices in the box, and he took them and put them on the perfect table. So it was just luck. There was a lot of luck involved with that, but he did. I mean, I felt like it's nice to have somebody there to taste your stuff too, to get a second opinion. You know, I usually don't have that, but it's always nice to have somebody in there to, make sure you ain't missing something.
I can send Hollis down your way, man. He'll tell you if it sucks because
Yeah.
he's told me my stuff sucks before.
When Glenn was cooking with me, if every time he tasted pork, and if he said, "Man, that's terrible, that sucked," I knew I was having a good day in pork. I mean, he would taste it. He's like, "Man, that's terrible." I was like, "Hell yeah, that's what I'm looking for." I mean, I'd win pork. I was top 5 in pork every time he would spit it out. So,
Well, every time Frank cooks with me, he says it's good, and we get hammered. So my help ain't no good.
You got to get better friends.
I reckon.
but that's one thing I've learned from watching these guys, and especially like that can crew with Tim and Brad and those guys. Man, those guys are great cooks. Awesome cooks, but man, they finish stuff, man. When they know how to put the right stuff in the box, and that if I have learned anything over the years, that's the biggest thing I've learned. You know, put something that's going to taste decent in the box. Make sure it's not offensive. Make sure it's in the middle of the road. Make sure the tenderness is right, number one, and then just make sure it's just pleasing. I guess is what I'm trying to say. But
don't give up on it.
No,
Don't give up on it.
No.
That's the biggest thing here. Even cooking at home, you're cooking at home, and you do something other at home or whatever. Don't give up on it. Just keep working on it. Keep doing something other to get flavor. Because sometimes it needs salt. Sometimes it needs some sweetness to it. Or sometimes it needs some cayenne. But just don't give up on it.
Light them up.
Light them up, man. And if you, like I said, if you really get mad about it, just really light the asses up.
Yeah.
Take them all out.
Take them all out and be done
Be on
with
the
it.
table for everybody.
No, jokes aside. But I mean, just don't give up on it. Just have a good time with it and enjoy it. And because we've said this before, we're turning food into 6 strangers we're never going to meet on who they are. And we're doing that 4 different times. And then we hope to come out here and win a contest. If it ain't blind man throwing darts at a dartboard, I don't know what is. But some people get blessed to have it and get lucky that day. That's what happens.
He's right up there.
This way right here.
Whichever. To me, he's
This
right
way.
there.
That's backwards, by the way.
Yeah, everything's reversed right here.
Hey, there's a lot of luck involved, no doubt. And I'd rather be lucky than good any day, but
You got that right.
you got to turn some decent stuff in and just hope that they get lucky enough to you get on a good table, I guess. That's where the luck plays in.
Now, one thing is that we do here, all of us can do competition barbecue, but all of us cook at home. We all do this cooking at home. We always just go at home. We always on grill and stuff there because we really love cooking and grilling and stuff. If we didn't enjoy that, we wouldn't ever get into competition barbecue. So the question I kind of want to get into now is kind of what is your favorite thing to cook at home? And what do you cook on at home when you're not competing? What's your actually go-to grill for home use?
I'll start. I actually got I've got my back porch is full of grills. So, I mean, I got one of everything out there. So, and some of it's got dust on, some doesn't. But earlier this year, I got one of the Rectech Bullseyes, and I got the grill grates with it and the griddle that goes on it. And man, my wife and I both, we cook on it 2 or 3 times a week. So, I mean, I've cooked pancakes on it. I've cooked, Japanese food on it. We cooked steaks on it. We've done smash burgers. One of my favorites is cooking meatloaf. Just go out there, light that thing up. Just make you a regular meatloaf and throw on that thing. And it just, I don't know. It's just whatever that flavor is just so much better than in the oven. So that's kind of my go-to grill right now. I mean, I got a Weber grill. I got another pellet grill out there. I got a PK grill out there. I got a drum sitting out there. I've got a green egg out there. I mean, one of everything. Everything you think of. But right now, I just like going out there and going boop boop boop. It's awesome. And we cook pizzas on it. All kinds of stuff. So that's kind of our go-to right now. Enjoy cooking on it.
Yeah, I'm kind of like Frank. I just was fortunate enough to get a Rectech bullseye. So I've been playing with that a lot here lately. But I mean, before I just recently got that. But before I got that, man, my go-to is Weber kettle. I cook on a Weber kettle a lot. I love cooking on a Weber kettle. And the thing about that Rectech bullseye is similar to a Weber kettle. So anyway, I'm having fun with that. But I guess my go-to thing is what I love to cook and what everybody loves to eat around here off of grill is barbecue chicken. I got the barbecue chicken thing kind of figured out around here. I mean, it's nothing like what we cook at on competition. I hate competition barbecue chicken, but what I cook here at home, I'm just kind of famous around here from barbecue chicken. Everybody loves it. I like it, and so I cook a lot of that, and then I like to burn a good steak too. So I would say those two things, good steak and chicken is kind of my go-to things.
Mine seems to be more, and I cook a lot on my bullseye. I've cooked ribs on it. I've cooked butts on it. I've cooked brisket points and flats, hamburger, steak, just about everything you can cook on it. But I got in a mood lately to cook a lot of like mahi and scallops in a frying pan on my bullseye, in a cast iron pan on my bullseye. So I've enjoyed my bullseye the most. I got a Blackstone that thing's hard to beat. I'm sure y'all all know. Y'all all eat off of it. Derek Johnson has coined it the DJ burger. I see him on here now.
There he is, right there, DJ Burger. In the comments.
We cook a lot on the Blackstone. I've enjoyed cooking the hamburgers probably as much as the as steaks or anything else. But I'm kind of like Jason. I like to burn a steak too now. Once in a while, I'll even drag the old PK out and light it. I used to cook a few steak contests, and I got to where it was kind of like barbecue. I was eating steak so much, so I was getting tired of eating steak, and I was like, I got to quit this because I love a steak as good as anything in the world. That and chicken wings, and I buy the chicken wings because I can't get them right. But the steak, man, a good ribeye is to me is hard to beat.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
I seen something today. I don't know where I seen it at, and it was a post talking about a competition. It wasn't sanctioned that we do, but it's a 4-meat competition, and their 4th meat was a steak instead of a brisket.
That's interesting.
That is.
And I was sitting there going like,
if they could do that instead of ribs, I'd be in.
But I mean, it's just, and the thing about this is with cooking here, what kind of brought that up here is I was looking at some different stuff here, and if you're out there and you want to go out there and cook and compete or whatever else, but look at there, there's competitions for everything. There's chicken wing competitions. There's chili cook-offs. There's what's that Brunswick stew cook-off up there in the northeast up there. You go out west and you got chilies. You got all these different sanctioned bodies: SCBA, KCBS, GBA. I mean FBA. There's so many different things out there to go cook that doesn't have to be KCBS. That's just the one we've got met, the group of people we met in. That's the friendship we've got, and that's why we do this. But there's so many other things to go out there and just be able to get involved with people and cook and compete and crap. Just get a group together and have a cook-off at the house and just have it for fun. But the thing is that we just got to go out there and enjoy it and be part of it and practice. I mean, just practice, try something new, try something different, but don't be scared to try it. If it's competing or just cooking at home and trying something you never tried to have. I mean, Justin, your brother said something about ostrich wings here.
Got a buddy that I guess he raises turkeys, but I guess he had some ostriches. And is that how you say plural of ostriches?
Yeah, close enough.
Yeah, but he had some wings, and dude's girlfriend doesn't eat pork or things like that she wanted something, and he brought them over, and Patrick smoked them and said that they tasted like a beef rib. Funny enough,
Jesus, that's
they were
crazy.
weird looking.
Wow.
I kind of joked about him, but on that topic, the first contest that Patrick and I usually do each year is the first one that we ever did as a team at a church right up the street from the high school that Patrick and I went to. Actually, one of our the guys I went to high school was the preacher there, so they do weird categories too. It's pork, chicken wings, and then steak, and you might get a ribeye or you might get a New York strip. You don't know, and then a mystery meat. And you never know what it's going to be. This year it was bacon. I think it was bacon. Yeah, bacon and liver mush. And so, a lot of, I figured too, and it was where Patrick and I grew up and where Patrick lives now is country. So like, I was like, dang, these boys are going to kill it on liver mush. Well, there were a lot of people walking out from there and they were like, I ain't never cooked no liver mush. And I was like, I live in the middle of Charlotte and I cook liver mush all the time. Like, what? How do y'all not know how to cook that?
Yeah, that's good, man.
But it's, that comes into it. It's like,
liver hash. I cook liver hash, man. I love it.
I know what I do to my liver. I ain't eating liver.
It's good, man. I'm telling you.
Our liver is probably our hash.
Yeah, you cook it up crispy. It almost tastes like sausage patty.
Yeah.
But that just that kind of shows, can you come into a contest not knowing what you're cooking and do pretty good in it, or you're gonna fall flat on it. So it's just something new to try out.
Yeah, that the contest I was telling you guys about we started with, they always had a mystery meat category, and they did gator one year, and they gave us the gator, but it was like
they provide all the meat at that one too.
Yeah, I mean, but it was it was just gator meat, but it was like come up with stuff to make, and shrimp and lobster and steaks, but it was, I think we did, I don't remember what it was. It was like goat or something one year. Goat's dry. I mean, like there's no fat in it at all, but you got to come up with something to turn in, and you could add whatever to it. It wasn't like a KCBS contest where you were just stuck with the meat, but it was cool. Same thing, just coming up with something interesting to do with it, and we'd always put jalapenos or cheese or just something to get some flavor in it. So
I know I'm going to screw myself one time there because I joke with that guy every year and tell him it's going to be turkey necks. It's turkey necks, right? It's like, here, I'm going to make you cook some turkey necks. I'm like, no, we're out. I'm out.
Throw them in rice, man.
Chad might be.
Crap out of them.
Chad might be. Maybe cook some turkey necks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to find these oyster wings here. We would have to find them. I'm curious about that now. Don't know where I'll find them at, but I'm curious about that.
I'm sure you
phone them videos I make and put it on YouTube. Nobody ever watches it though.
I know Patrick texted me. I thought he was joking. I was like, "You been drinking? What's going on, man?" Ostrich? He's like, "No, for real." Like,
that does sound like something to try.
Packs of one.
I mean, I'll try it.
That's like huge, right?
Yeah.
They were pretty big looking, yeah.
Yeah, I bet they were.
I think it big as a turkey leg.
That's your next SCA ancillary right there. Ostrich wings.
That's crazy.
Bring your own. Try to fit 6 in the box.
Yeah, big box.
Big box. Pizza box.
Yeah, pizza boxes.
It's like a dinosaur looking wing.
Cool,
It's just crazy things that interesting to see. It says pay like a beef rib. Listen, if it can beat a beef rib, it's got to be top notch. Because I
If
swear,
it's even close.
If KCBS tomorrow said we will go from pork ribs to beef ribs, I would be happy.
Damn.
I don't know if I'd
Sign
turn
me
anything in.
Sign me up.
I mean, they may never get turned in because I love them eating them so much. But
Me too.
I think that would be an awesome. Yeah, I think we done Sonny's down in Orlando one year, and that mission meat I think was a tri-tip.
Tri-tip. Yeah, that's right. We were there. We were there. It was a tri-tip. I think I came in next to last place. Pretty sure.
And I've never cooked a tri-tip.
Me and Singletary cooked some tri-tip one time
Yeah.
at Roebuck, and Clover brought potatoes that he still got.
Yeah, potatoes and boudin.
Yep. And corn on the cob.
And corn on the cob. Forgot about the corn on the cob. Yeah.
Yeah,
Jason cooked.
tri-tip's real good, man. You got to cook it like a steak, though. It's
Jason,
best
so
when it's
when we
medium
got there, I put it in the sous vide at like 100 degrees. And then Jason had a new drum that he needed to burn, so he lit it up. And we threw him on the drum. I mean, he had it like I cooked chicken about 500.
Yeah.
And he malloyed at what he did.
I'm a lawyer. Yeah.
But it was good. Golly, it was good.
Yeah, that's a good cut.
How were the potatoes? Were the potatoes any good?
Yeah, I don't know. Nobody ever ate one. Clover spent like 4 hours over there heated to death in his camper trying to make potatoes, and nobody ever ate one.
God, baby.
Oh, Scully.
So I ruined a tri-tip the other day. I took a tri-tip. I was trying around for the video. So I took it and salt brined it for 24 hours. Well, now dry brined it for 20 days, and then salt brined it for 24 hours, and then sous vide it for 24 hours. And that's the worst taste they ever put in my mouth.
That's a lot of effort.
Horrible. I totally just ruined it. I'm gonna try it again because I must have messed up. And I was like, it's one of the videos that didn't get published.
Yeah. You said it was a tri-tip?
Yeah.
The ones I've cooked, I've just put like a little Worcestershire sauce on them and vacuum seal them and put them in the sous vide for 2 or 3 hours, like 100 degrees. Take them out and kind of pat them dry and season them up, just like a steak.
Yeah, I got a rub that's got some red wine in it, dried red wine powder. Yeah, that does good on a tri-tip as well.
I bet it is good.
Anything that's good on a steak would be good on tri-tip.
That's right. We season it just like a steak.
Yeah, just
like
like
Arkansas combo.
Yeah.
But you see, I done that recipe. I didn't dry brine it. I mean, I didn't dry age it, whatever. But I done the eye of round beef, which is the toughest cut of beef out there.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. And I salt brined it for 24 hours, and then I sous vide it for like 36 hours. And that thing was just sliced like it was butter. I mean, it's crazy.
Scully. Scully, come on, man. Hey, I love that guy.
Yeah, he is. We were talking about natty bird earlier, and he is part of the equation that got that hashtag going.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
But great group of people. And one thing we've said this on the show, we've said this many times in the past, and y'all that on here that's not competitors, come out here and just see us, talk to us. We'll share anything we got with you. Share this stuff here because we love cooking, and that's the thing about competition barbecue, especially areas that I compete in. We want people to get back in the sport and keep cooking. We want you to come out here and get confident that you can do it, because if we can do it, if I can do it, anybody can do it.
That's right.
I mean, I promise you, this is not rocket scientists. This is just guys having a good time, and it's just what we enjoy doing, and that's what I'm always saying. Come out here and just try it, show up, ask questions, hang out with us. You can sit there and watch Frank build boxes and win GCs.
Come on.
Ryan Corbett, smoker right here, by the way.
Yeah.
Frank just makes it look so easy when he cooks by himself.
So supposedly,
it's stuff everywhere.
I would see somebody famous like Brian Corbett, just been on TV,
Yeah,
superstar.
famous people, movie star here. So basically, what I understand here, if I'm mistaken here, the only reason that Brian didn't win Savannah is because he didn't use his other thermometer.
Yeah.
In the pit he brought.
Yeah. So I mean, I brought his pit, but I took the thermometer out of my Outlaw and screwed it right in that Jambo.
Oh, there you go.
Ran just like the Outlaw. That's right.
Yeah.
So that's right.
In right there.
Sorry, Scully. You can have your pit back now. Thanks.
Does he even own it anymore?
Does he even own it? I don't even know who owns it. It's still my driveway, though. I think
it didn't look clean enough for Scully.
Is that the paint shop?
No.
Is that the paint shop? Is that the body shop?
Yeah. Maybe he can give us a little tutorial on that. Maybe he'll tell us.
I can't talk too bad about it. Come on, guys. You treated me right.
It cooked good.
Use the proper thermometer. That's right. Kind of like Jason's thermopen.
Yeah.
You ever seen this thermopen, Jason? You ever seen Singletary's thermopen?
I don't know what happened to that thing because it's fairly new. I mean, literally,
they've got medicine for that.
Yeah, I mean,
his thermopen, it does look like you open it and it closes.
Yeah,
I think he's got it figured out to where when it goes in, like when he can push it and it goes in, that's when it's tender. When it folds up, it's not ready.
That's right.
I don't know, man. Like he
Magic.
gave it to me at Greenwood to try to test them sausage balls, and I was like, when I opened it and it closed back, and I was like, what do I got to do? Like 2-hand hold it and get it in there?
Yeah. Gringo's gonna hook me up. He knows that guy. He told me to get it back. To get me a new one. So
No, don't give that thing away. That's
No.
a special one.
Just
Mojo
mine.
right
Doing
there.
Yeah.
terrific.
Or borrow one from Joseph. He's got a few in the trailer.
Man, he's got 5 brand new ones sitting in the back in there, man. I'm telling you.
I
went
found
to
three.
borrow one. I was like, shit, I'm not gonna buy one now.
I found 3 of them the week before we went to Apalachicola when I moved to Toolbox.
They
Along
were-
with 2 chicken thighs, a bottle of barbecue sauce, some squeezed butter.
He had
And a chopstick.
cooking equipment,
And a chopstick.
box in the back of his trailer.
Tell you that was bad. 2 movie tickets.
Be careful what you find out the back of his trailer.
Yeah.
Savannah meat left over at Kennesaw.
Yeah.
Canberra. He opened his Canberra up. I was like, what is that smell? I
Listen,
thought it
we've
was-
all done
I
it.
thought it was Jason.
And I did that.
I was like, man, you crop dust us or something? I was like, no, I promise I didn't do anything. But it's
Earlier this year, and I couldn't figure out where the smell was coming from. And I even looked in the Cambro twice. I was like, well, I don't think there's nothing in there. What had happened, it was a half pan, and it was all the way at the top and the back. So, like, if you opened it, you didn't really see it.
This
And
was
it had maybe
this was
like
in the bottom where you could see it.
Yeah, mine was.
I got pretty. That thing had everything but a bow on it. Somebody was supposed to take that thing home, I guess.
Yeah, I finally figured out that, oh, wait, it is a pan in there, and it was green. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to have to clean that out big time.
I think Joe took it down and dumped it in Jared's trash can beside
I
us.
did. Frank tried to get me to open it and see what it was.
I'm like, come on, try it out
I
there,
couldn't do it, man.
outside.
I couldn't do it.
It was pretty rough.
Oh, Lord. Lord have mercy.
So,
But, and I hope one of the things everybody's kind of coming across with this live stream, everybody's knowing is we all compete against each other. We all have got 5 different teams right here on this channel right here. And we're all having a good time together. We love each other to death. We do anything more for any of them out here. And that's the whole thing about it is this is just a bunch of friends getting together. We enjoy doing something we do. And I would encourage everybody to come out here and just try it. If you don't want to compete, be a judge or be a volunteer. I mean, I always look for people out here to do different things and be part of this. And if you don't want to be KCBS, like I said, there's all the other sanctioned bodies, and they across the board would love to have you out there to be part of that. Because, I mean, it's just a bunch of people getting together and having a good time. We need everybody else involved in it.
Yeah, we've got friends that are judges that come by and say hi. You know, they can't do it during certain times, but after turn-ins, they'll come by and hang out for a little while and that kind of stuff. And to see them up and down the road and all over, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Rusty and Julie, that we go eat like after Savannah. We all went and ate supper together, and just like everybody's a family. I mean, nobody's left out. If we're going to eat, everybody's invited to eat. If we're cooking, everybody's invited to come. We don't pick and choose who we hang out with. I mean, we're all there together, so we expect everybody to be together.
I see Derek Johnson down here. Yep, there you go. We're they've got the truck pull out Friday night
Well, that sounds cool.
Baxley contest. So
Yeah, so
what kind of truck pull is this?
Like they got everything from stock trucks up to these $100,000 motor trucks. His
I
daddy,
used to do that truck pull when I was in high school.
his daddy actually has a very, very nice top of the line. Derek can probably tell you what year model it is. It's an old Ford truck with a blower motor in it, and it is. I'm talking about. I've seen it up close and personal, and it is phenomenal to look at. And he's not. I mean, like there'll be a bunch of them there. I told Derek, I said we're going to turn into one meet Friday night, and we're not even staying for awards. We're going to truck pull. You just if one of us wins, just hold on to it. We'll be back, or get them to announce that truck pull who won, and we'll be happy. So it's like 2 miles down the road from where they're doing the contest. So it's
fast trucks, loud motors, and cold beer. I mean, yeah, you need.
1,600 horsepower. He says.
there you go.
Exactly.
That's it.
So they're pulling the sled.
Yeah.
So they all hooked to the sled pulling.
Yeah. But there'll be people pulling backwoods hillbilly trucks that they build under the tree, all the way up to the professional stuff that's the best of the best. So I actually got some buddies that live right beside me that'll be there pulling. That's our way to get the cooler in the truck pool where we don't have to sneak beer in. So
we got a plan. Don't worry.
yeah, we always got a plan.
Now, also here talking about this Smoke Timber Fest. He's got a few more spots open in there, but it's filling up fast. So if you want to sign up for that contest, it's on KCBS website and stuff. Come out there, and I'm pretty sure Derek will take any volunteer that wants to come out there and volunteer to be part of it. So but just reach out to them because they're a good group of guys, and they will have a good contest out here.
I'm glad we finally got a cook that's 20 minutes from my house.
Well, that's 5.5 hours from mine.
Yeah.
That's normal for us.
yeah, we're used to that.
But that contest in Blacksley is the next Georgia Barbecue Championship contest too. So yeah, I think there's a couple more of those left throughout the year. So that's the next one on the calendar. Singletary is whooping up on us. So
what's that?
I said Singletary's whipping up on us in the GBC points.
Yeah, Derek's up there pretty good. And
yeah,
Smoked Me Silly. Meats. I mean, they put it on us this year.
Cross country, not Atlanta.
It's amazing to me that Singletary said, "Huh?"
Huh?
Not only is he blind, he's deaf.
I can't hear. I can't see.
Huh?
And I catch hell for
it. Lord have mercy. Well, one thing here, kind of just get close to wrapping it up here, but anybody got any sponsors they want to bring up, talk about, and showcase?
Thank you first.
Of course, Atlanta Barbecue Store always helps us out. Royal Oak helps us out. Charcoal. Heath Riles rubs. We've been trying all kinds of stuff this year. It's been phenomenal. Raleigh with the Steak Princess Barbecue. I ran the beef rub on my brisket this weekend. I didn't get a 180 like Jason did, but I got second place, which is pretty awesome. We've been using Prairie Fresh pork, and then of course our Yes Dear BBQ sauces. We run those on our meats too. So, but all helps the world go around.
Deal, yeah. Of course, Royal Oak Charcoal's been on board for a few years now. They're really big help. And then I got Atlanta Barbecue Store on board this year, and really enjoyed that. Rec Tech got involved with that. Jason kind of got me in the door with those guys, and man, I really enjoy those products. I'm still trying to feel them out and get used to what I'm cooking on, but the ribs seem to be turning out really, really good on them so far. Of course, Frank with Yes Dear, he's always getting sauce when I need it. And actually, Riley, you was talking about Riley, so they give me a bottle of her Sweet Rapture rub this past weekend. So I tasted it. I mean, it was a pretty phenomenal rub. So I run it on my ribs. And I was like, fourth rib, whatever I call it, was in ribs. So I mean, that thing's got a beautiful color, and it's got a really good taste to it. So I'll be running it from now on. Hopefully she'll give me another bottle next time I see her. But that whole family is awesome. I've gotten to know them, kind of through Joseph too. But they're really good people. But that's about it for me.
Well, I got the guy up there in the middle. Yes Dear BBQ sauce. Pretty well, that's all. Him and Riley, they do anything I ask them to do, but the rest of it, me and Daddy pay for. We're not good like those guys. We don't have sponsors yet, but we're working on it. We'll get there. If we could get a beer sponsor, I would not worry about anything else.
I've heard Jason Hardy's a beer sponsor before. I've heard some guy from Virginia said that Jason Hardy was his beer sponsor. So
I am a beer sponsor, Dirty Girl sponsor.
Wait. Forget the beer. What was
it? You ain't seen my shirts competition got Dirty Girl on it?
I don't guess so. There's old Matt. Yeah. Frank Matt's here.
Hey, Matt.
What's up, Matt? We were talking about you earlier tonight, by the way.
Natural Light sponsor.
Yeah. Golly, if we had one, but he had to swap jobs.
Nice.
See, Derek thinks the same thing.
Well, I can
So
also shout out Steak Princess Barbecue. Really appreciate Riley and her family helping out our team this year. Great rubs. I even use her Cajun rub and her Spanish rub on the ancillaries that I do for SCA. Hollis used the Cajun rub on his pork chop in Savannah, got 5th place, so that was really cool. Also, DB180 Dead Bird Barbecue helping out this year, and with sauces and rubs. He just came out with 2 new sauces. One is a spicy barbecue. I would not recommend that as much for KCBS because that sucker's got some heat to it.
Unless you want to ruin a table, huh?
Yeah, if you want to ruin a table, yeah, man, that might do good in the Midwest. I don't think it's gonna fly out here, but his regular sauce is really good too. And then local honey company, Herb's Honey here in Charlotte, helps us out for the last couple of years with many jars of natural raw honey, which I literally use in just about everything from sauce to brine to injection. Good support from them. So thank you, Riley. I see you in the comments there too.
Yeah, I was gonna tell Riley, I just so happen to know where a trailer is that if I run short before I see you next time, I'll just go get some out of the dough.
Maybe.
Riley did build my garnish of the boxes this weekend, so
sweet.
That was awesome. She's like,
And
"Hey,
she
would
did.
would you like me to build those boxes?" And I'm like, "I will never say no to that."
Yep.
She actually turned in all my boxes for me this weekend. Russell helped me in the back, and Riley turned in boxes, and it's always great to have them there. They're
What y'all talking about people being able to run your boxes?
Oh yeah, well, you know.
It's just me, man. I don't trust all that stuff yet, man. He's
So,
gotta get a bit older.
It was like a 6-minute walk, so it was
Yeah.
yeah.
Damn,
It was a ball.
Yeah.
I'd have been running it, man.
It's usually just me too.
I'm just joking too.
None of us ran.
Saying that, like, if anybody wants to come take my boxes, you're more than welcome to.
Justin, I believe you got the slow mo video.
When we
I believe
parked,
you got the slow-mo video. You know,
I was like, man, got to be kidding.
Y'all running boxes remind me of that TikTok thing going around where it's what's that song, Ring of Fire? Y'all seen that on TikTok with Ring of Fire and everybody's running with crazy stuff?
Mhm.
You seen that? So you got this TikTok's going around here with Ring of Fire. Play the song here. You got girls running with a chicken, a cat, and beer, and all kind of stuff here. I was telling Michelle if I didn't have to get right now, I'd probably go out there and take a brisket and run from it with a Ring of Fire going on.
Yep.
I'm in the same boat.
I tell you, man, it's crazy. Well, listen, I want to bring out my sponsors here at the end right here, but one of the sponsors we got is Lewis Home Services. They sponsor a bunch of our videos in this here live stream here, so give a shout out to them. I'll put links down below. If you want to go to Myrtle Beach, stay down here, check them out. They're great people here. She finally passed out on you?
That's awesome.
She been asleep 30 minutes.
That's awesome.
Just wants to be close to daddy.
Yep.
Rec Tech's got some of the best pellet smokers out there in grills. Love them. They do a great job, and they also got classes out there. So they just got a thing come out there. So if you want to sign up for the classes, go on there now before it sells out. Just put Elite Barbecue Smokers in there, but sign up for the classes because they've got some classes out there that's going to just be top notch to show you a bunch of tricks and stuff here. Royal Oak Charcoal. They got charcoal and they got charcoal pellets. It's put in pellet smokers. And it makes the most even heat I've ever seen in my life. When you start taking those or mixing a little bit of Rec Tech wood pellets, it's really good. And then we've also got ThermoPen, ThermoWorks. So they've been on board with us this year. Atlanta Barbecue Store. So great. All the rubs and stuff I use in any videos we've got, go to Atlanta Barbecue Store. They got everything you need right there at it. Check it out. I have links to their stuff down in my links down below. But check them guys out and just tell them Elite Barbecue Smoker sent you. And that really do good. Been blessed with that. And then we got Prairie Fresh, Snake River Farm. So awesome group of people we've been dealing with for a number of years here. Give a shout out to all them guys. But the biggest thing is go out there and just try something. Try something new. Try something fun and just come out there and have a good time. We got Zombie Prepper on here. How you doing, sir?
Zombie Prepper, nice.
All right, so here's a dirty girl thing.
Yes,
So-
I'm in, Derek. I want to know too.
Hey,
All
I
right,
stood at the
so-
bar with it.
Rec Tech is sent out the shirts and stuff here when they do the ambassador program here and sponsor stuff here. They got these bass fishing bowling shirts, whatever. they used to have a part of the company which was Dirty Girl, which had martini drinks and margarita drinks and different stuff, and that was part of the equation. So I got one of the shirts, and I was at a contest at Aiden up there, and I was wearing this shirt up there, and Luke with Old Virginia Smoke was sitting there, and he seen that, and he liked to have a stroke. Backstory about this: at every barbecue competition I go to, me or somebody else out there, and I keep encouraging other people to do it, but there's a lot of times it's me, we do barbecue church. So 6:45 on Saturday morning, we do barbecue church. So the funny part about this is Jason Hardy that does barbecue church is wearing a shirt that's got Dirty Girl on it. And it just kind of, everybody had a blast with it. But it's a drink that we will get our hands on, and I promise you, if I have to go buy some, we're going to have some at American Royal. So,
perfect. If I can find somebody to bring some, I'm going to have us another special little drink at American Royal. And I will video how I make it and send it to you.
It'll be
Frank,
fun.
is it any good?
Oh yeah, it's good. A little peach.
Yeah, a little peach. Jason, I do want to say something to you, and I know you probably don't get enough praise for it, but the barbecue church, man, that's wonderful. I'm always so look forward to it, and it kind of gets your day going. I mean, and I know this is probably like not the right thing to say, but we'll mix us a Monster and vodka and go to Cook's church, and we're ready to go for the day. So it's when you're there, Cook's church is always good, and it's very much appreciated. I know you probably don't get enough of that or hear enough of that, but it is very appreciated from us.
Well, first off, it ain't for me.
You know what I mean.
It's on my timeline.
I'm just blessed enough to be part of it, and there's a long story to that. We're not getting into the show here that kind of made me confident enough to come out there and do that. And so that's something that I really appreciate doing. So I appreciate you saying that to start with.
Yes, sir.
And now I'd encourage anybody to go up there, and even if I'm not there or somebody not there, just gather and say a prayer together. Speaking of that, we've got some friends of ours in barbecue here at family that is battling through some medical issues out here. A couple of them, there's several of them out there, and I'm not going to mention names because I don't want to do that to them. But barbecue family out there, people out there that's dealing with cancer and dealing with different stuff here, keep them in your prayers. Say a prayer about that. Let not be something you say a prayer and let them get some help that they need, and pick up the phone and call people. Make sure you call somebody. And then one last thing we'll do that, we kind of get off barbecue topic, is mend fences. Don't have a fence you ain't gonna mend. Don't matter what's going on, no matter how bad it is, mend the fences. I promise you, that's going to take, because the only person knows you're upset with them is yourself. The other person 9% of the time don't know it.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So just go out there and mend fences and say a prayer for those out there that's dealing with some stuff. Now, that's all I'm gonna get on to preaching here tonight. We'll do that on another time for another things. If y'all like it, come out to Barbecue Church on Saturday morning, 6:45 in the morning, and we'll be there sharing it. But that's kind of it. But the thing is, we start talking about here, and the zombie here made it praying crowd. But the thing is that we all want to just be together as friendships. That's why we do this, and that's why we always just come out here and have a good time with this, and be part of a crowd, and be part of people that we want to share things together, and we cook food. I mean, what they say is one of the fat boys, the sport that the fat boys can get together and do.
And it don't involve much running.
Well, unless you're a little late on brisket.
Yeah, unless you let Frank tell you when to turn your brisket. Yeah.
Where's Chad?
Chad who?
Jason Deck, you say you need to wake up.
Shit, bro, it won't be. As soon as we get off here, I'll be gone.
All right. Yeah. Anything else y'all want to share?
Thanks for having us on. It's been a good time.
Hey, appreciate y'all coming on, man. I greatly appreciate it. Justin, you got some podcasts you want to talk about coming up?
We got to do Jason Hardy. We got to schedule that up, and then we'll probably have Luke Narnell on in the next 2 weeks or so.
Hey, ask Luke about a signature that he gave me.
Autograph session.
Autograph session that he gave me. I was a big fan of his, still a big fan of his, and He treated me right. Just ask him about it.
Well,
I think I got video of that. I actually got video of that.
Yeah, see, I thought it was Jason. I maybe I had a couple too many, and I thought it was Jason Singletary that had it. And I texted him next day. I was like, "Hey man, send me that video of Luke and Frank." He was like, "What?" He said, "Am I being punked? What are you talking about?" I didn't know it was you that had it the whole
He
time.
literally sent me a message that said, "Send me that picture of Luke signing Frank's ass, or send me a picture of Frank's name on it, or something like that." I was like, "All right, okay, I had to think
Just
about
ask Luke about it.
what you talking about."
we'll have him spill the beans on the podcast.
He'll do it.
Yeah.
He's not bad.
Just be careful if you ask him to give you an autograph. That's all I have to say.
Okay.
And now he's famous.
Yeah, he is superstar.
He's probably watching some kill us, but anyhow, again, we appreciate that. We got some stuff coming up this week, some recipes posting. We got a long form content posting every Wednesday. Some interviews we'll be doing, posting during the week too. But check us out, ask questions, leave us comments down below. Reach out to us on my social media. I'm pretty easy to get in touch with. Just love to hear from you. All these guys right here at Barbecue Competitions, they'll be happy to be part of it, answer any questions you got. So stop by and check us out and say, hey, I think all of us going to be at this next contest. And what they call it? Yeah, I can't even
Smoketober? No, Smoke Timber Fest.
Smoke Timber Fest.
Smoke Timber Fest.
Smoke Timber Fest. Actually, Georgia.
And see y'all next time. Appreciate it.
Have a good week.
See y'all.